And a very good morning to you. It is the 1st of March, the year 2022, Tuesday morning. And this is your friend, Angus Buchan, with a thought for the day. If we go to the Old Testament, to the book that they say is the oldest book in the Bible, the book of Job, chapter 19 and one verse 25. For I know that my Redeemer lives, and he shall stand at last on the earth. Wow. There's a big difference between hoping and knowing. In spite of what Job suffered, and did he ever suffer? He lost everything and everything that he went through. He could still say, I know that my Redeemer lives. Our faith can never be based on feelings. There's no place in God's kingdom for fair weather Christians. What does that mean? Well, when the sun is shining, we love the Lord. But when the dark black clouds come over, we don't want to know the Lord anymore. Jesus is looking in these last days for unconditional loyalty and faith in him. You see, Job said in chapter 13 and verse 15, even though he slay me, yet will I still trust him. Wow, folks, that is commitment. And you and I need to exercise that commitment in our lives today. You know that even before Jesus came down from heaven to earth, the first time, Job was already speaking about the Lord's second coming. Because he says at the end of that verse, he shall stand at last on the earth. What a wonderful thing to know. I know that my Redeemer lives and that he shall stand at last on the earth. Now, how do you find that kind of trust? Well, it's by knowing someone. It's by spending time with that person. You know, many years ago, I think in the 1950s, there was an amazing revival that took place in the northwest of Scotland on the islands, the Isle of Lewis and the Isle of Harris. And they invited an evangelist to come up from Scotland, from the south. His name was Duncan Campbell. And they wanted him to hold an evangelistic outreach for a couple of weeks. Well, when the boat arrived at the harbor, there were two old sisters, the Morris sisters, and they were standing on the harbor side waiting for the man of God to come off that little boat. The one was almost blind and the other was doubled in two. She had arthritis, and they asked him a question, Mr. Campbell, do you know God? And he said, well, I really hope so, because they had been praying for the revival. And that revival came and it stayed on those islands for about 2 years. People came from all over the world just to see what God was doing. Do you and I know God? I'm not too sure about that, Angus. Well, today, spend time with Jesus. Have a wonderful day, and Jesus bless you. Goodbye.